So I was just visualizing the feeling of, I call it feel-evidence. So I'm looking for the feeling rather than the evidence, and I'm settling into the feel-evidence.
Feeling is evidence. And when the feeling evidence is enough, then all the other evidence must follow. But if the feeling evidence is inadequate, then the other can't follow.
And so I was just feeling what it would feel like to sit in this chair.
Does it feel better now you're in the chair? The manifestation is more than the thought that came before. Therefore, it must feel more tactile.
I feel more contrast in it as well. I feel when I was sitting at my seat, I felt more calm and more relaxed. And
because you had not made it a reality yet. You had not turned it into a manifestation yet. So, stay there for a minute. Once things turn into a manifestation, now your focus is back in this realm where you can see more, where you're using more of your physical senses. So are we saying, did you just say that once things manifest that there is then more introduction of contrast to them? Yes.
Yes, big time, and also more awareness of it.
Contrast because of awareness.
Yeah.
There is no contrast that comes other than through awareness, yes?
Yes.
So does it feel better to you to anticipate being in the chair or to be in the chair?
Be in the chair.
Because being in the chair is its inevitable consequence. And if you could hear us when we say everything that you know that's in your vortex is as inevitable as her sitting there thinking about being in the chair and then being in the chair. There's nothing bigger or more complicated than that. It is the logical, inevitable consequence, the next logical step. And then once it manifested, you heard her say it, now there's more contrast, which is putting more into the vortex. What do you think the more is that you're putting in there? So knowing what you don't want, what is that contrast? Can you verbalize it?
Yes, it's the feeling of inappropriateness or
all right, so I don't feel quite ready. I wanted to be there. It was an inevitable consequence for me to be here, but now I am here. I'm not sure that I'm really ready to be here.
I feel like it's something that's presented to me.
Doesn't matter. You felt it. It is you.
Okay.
Because you are what you feel.
Yeah.
This is really good. So the manifestation happened, and now you take another look because now you're standing in a whole new place with a whole new set of contrasting experiences. And now what's the rocket of desire that is launched?
More ease and more of me flowing through me. More feeling of it's all right and I'm perfect just as I am and I'm right just as I am.
And how did I get here?
By accessing those feelings.
If that were not already true, then I wouldn't be here. So my being here is the evidence, so it just keeps coming and coming. Did you follow that?
Yeah.
In other words, you could say, if I've come this far, there is no distance that I can't accomplish.
Yes.
Since I am here, it would be illogical for me to say that there is anything left out of my ability to accomplish.
Yes.
Well, that was good.
My hands are buzzing like crazy. They're vibrating. It almost feels like they're going to come off my body.
They won't. It's just energy. It's a little evidence of a little resistance, which you already verbalized. So just relax. You said more ease. So can you relax that vibration away? Can you just acknowledge all is well and here I am and it's all perfect and Abraham's understanding me exactly and I'm getting ready to say something more? Is the energy subsiding a little bit as you relax and just allow?
A little bit.
If everything that comes to you comes by the power of your thought and no one else can think your thought, is there anything other than free will that exists anywhere in this universe?
From that perspective, absolutely not.
All right. If you couldn't think a variable to what your inner being thinks, you could never feel negative emotion. Every negative emotion that you have is an indication that you have free will. You have the free will to blend with love or to deny it.
But then why? Then why, with all the magnificent awareness that I have, does it take me sometimes pockets of time to really be who I am? If I know this.
Because you are in a state of constant evolution. And you can never really be who you are because you are in a constant state of change because you are an eternal being.
I love to hear that. And that's not the answer I was expecting you to say.
But it is the answer, isn't it?
So I'm always going to be catching up. I'm always in that space between.
Yes, you are always going to be catching up because you are always turning thoughts to things. So you're always going to be catching up. But feel the difference between feeling the wholeness of who you are. In other words, it's not catching up, it's becoming. Rather than catching up, I'm always in the state of becoming. And I have this pre-paving that I've done. I've launched the thought ahead. And then Source has joined the thought. Source joined my thought. So whose free will is it? Who's leading who?
I'm leading.
So I launched the thought. Source joined the thought. And then we unified, we blended, and we turned those thoughts to things, which caused me to stand in an entirely new vibrational place with a new set of contrasting experiences so that I could do it again and again and again and again. Constant becoming. And why?
Because I love it so much.
Because it feels so good. Because it is so natural. Because it is joyful. The desire for more, the desire for expansion, the desire for continual becoming is the premise of that which we all are. The difference between non-physical you and physical you is that the non-physical you knows it, embraces it, and accepts it, and so never feels a moment's lack in the becoming process. There's such understanding of the inevitability of the becoming process that there's never a moment of discomfort in something that hasn't become. Your inner being will never stomp on the ground where the corn has just been planted and say, come out, I want to eat the seed. Your inner being knows the inevitability of the fullness of what is coming. We have moved into some fine-tuning that will serve you extremely well. Can you feel that you're different now than you were?
Yes.
Can you feel that you have more understanding than you did?
Oh, yes.
Are you ready to sort of get out of this room and lighten up? Are you ready to just let go of all of this trying to figure it out and just let the universe have its way with you? Are you ready to allow the new you that has been accomplished vibrationally to turn into things over the next day or two that will surprise and delight you?
Yes.